Kidnapped Santa by Analynn Riley. Chapter 9. Helpers. I didn't take any more time staring. I ran upstairs. "Come and see it! It's so great you won't believe your eyes!" I didn't wait to find out who was going to follow me. I turned around and skipped steps downstairs back to Grandpa's workshop. After I opened the door, I realized everyone had followed me. Grandpa shut his saw off. He turned around and smiled at us. Our mouths were hanging open. "It's wonderful," my sewing auntie said. "You've done an excellent job." "Fabulous," said Liam and Uncle. "Can we sit on it?" asked McKenna and Lauren. "Tomorrow," said Grandpa. "We'll give it a try tomorrow." Grandma walked over to where Grandpa was standing and gave him the biggest hug and kiss I have ever seen two old people give each other. When Grandma pulled away, we all giggled because she had funny sawdust patterns all over her clothes and skin. "Let me brush you off," my mom said quickly, moving towards Grandma. "It's just sawdust. Can't hurt anything." Grandma was proud of Grandpa, I could tell. "What's left to do now?" my dad asked. "Do you think we need to paint it?" "It would look good with a couple coats," said Grandpa. "I've got 2 tins of red and a tin of black." "We'll help!" all us kids shouted. "We'll paint tomorrow if there's time." Grandpa went over to the sink to wash his hands and face. "I'll clean up and meet you in the kitchen," he said as he turned on the faucet. Liam and his dad returned to the study to check the computer. I followed. The printer was buzzing like crazy. Uncle picked up the reams of paper being spit out into a big pile of ribbon on the floor. Grandpa had the oldest printer ever that used holes on the side of the paper, and read over the print. Then a huge smile crossed his face. Liam and I followed Uncle as he marched out to the kitchen. Uncle almost shouted, "We did it! All the men at the Quebec warehouse and some at Hudson Bay are lined up and ready to go. They said they would be ready by noon tomorrow. I don't believe how many people are wanting to get this Gâteau Fruitier character." "I'll book transportation for them," said Auntie Nicole. "I'll phone TV and radio stations near Flin Flon," said my mum. Uncle Sid and my dad helped Grandpa tidy his workshop so we could paint in the morning. McKenna and Lauren went to a corner of the living room and started whispering to each other. I moved closer to hear what they were saying. They didn't sound happy. "No boys allowed," bellowed McKenna. "Get lost," Lauren hollered. I went over to see Auntie. She had finished sewing. Grandpa, Dad, and Uncle Sid finished cleaning the shop. Liam and his dad had rounded up a crew of helpers. The plan was working. I couldn't understand why McKenna and Lauren were so sad. I decided to go over and ask them right out. "We told you to scram," Lauren shouted as soon as she saw me coming, but I didn't budge. "I only want to ask one question," I said. "Ask," my sister snapped. Was she ever grumpy? "How come you two aren't happy like the rest of us?" I used my most pleasant voice. Lauren and McKenna were quiet for a moment before they responded. "Everyone's happy about the plan except for us." "What's wrong?" I asked ever so politely. "The plan is what's wrong," they chimed. "I don't get it. What's wrong with the plan? It's working so far, isn't it?" "Except for one thing," said McKenna. "No one has tried to contact the elves. If they don't know about Santa Claus, there won't be any magic in Hudson Bay. The elves are magical. We need them there as well." Both girls looked at me strangely. They wanted my help. I wasn't sure what to do. Why would I help find elves that didn't exist? Still, they thought I had an idea or answer, probably because I was 10. "Okay," I said, "I'll ask Auntie Nicole, Uncle, and Liam to try contacting the elves." that must have been the correct answer because it made the girls happy. They jumped on me and gave me a kiss. Yuck! I was so out of there.